Okay. Well, that's nice. Oh. Did I accidentally disconnect from the call? No, I did not.
Womp womp.
Ah! Alright. Here we go.
What?
Well, it's about time to end the expansion. Oh god, the music's back!
You are back.
I'm so getting copyright struck for this video. For all the sexy jazz music they're blasting in the background.
Did you retrieve the technologies yet? We need them, as I have indicated.
I've recovered all the information.
What? You did? Your survival, let alone success, barely registered in my projections. Now, all I need to do is check my transmission databank. Mobius is always filling it up with his psychotic calls. Oh yes, there's the schematics, just like you said. How truthful.
These technologies have the information you need.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Your answer isn't filling me with confidence.
No. I mean, yes. You just need to analyze these technologies for a moment. They are extremely advanced, you know?
Do you even know what they do?
I know how these technologies work. Of course I know. If you remember, we described them in clearly abstract, contradictory statements before. Why would we do that if we weren't certain on how to use them? Yes, so let me... a bit. I'll figure it out.
Let's think here. Maybe the frequency in the sonic emitters, like a sonic key of sorts, like an electronic lockpick.
Its range is limited, and it would need a booster of some sort, a carrier, but... let me check something. Of course, I have it. The override sequence to open the Forbidden Zone door is hidden in the schematics. Well, not hidden, it's actually right there, behind the programming equivalent of coffee stains. It's embedded in what seems to be recursive code. It's badly commented there and there. Oh, and null pointer's very sloppy, Mobius. You see, using the antenna to boost the emitter's sonic frequency, and the stealth suit to bypass the Forbidden Zone lock, yes, that could work. Was that my plan? It must have been. Sometimes I truly surprise myself. The door is open, and now Mobius will get his.
Dang it, I need medicine and science. Alright. Then there's no time to waste.
The door should be unsealed. Now, instead of being subjected to threats, we can now send an equally threatening message to Mobius. And that message is science. Deliver this message, and Big Mountain shall be freed from Mobius's reign of terror. You can go now. That's your cue.
Alright, it is time to finish Old World Blue. And listen to that sweet 30-minute ending. I just got out here. Actually, what? No, I know exactly what to do for this. I'm being stupid. Loud.
Do not approach the pylons. Pylons are the glowing things. Also, do not approach a fallen pylon. If you see a fallen pylon, call security.
Alright. The Forbidden Zone.
Prepare to be attacked.
Nope.
Attention visitors. Combat experiment in progress. Please put on your goggles and take your rad-X now. The X-42 giant robo-scorpion is alive. This is a pre-recorded attack message indicating my desire to commit violence on you all in the
Let's go. Cram some turbo down my gullet. Let's do this. That's how it's done. That's how we do it. Free layer, energy cells, MF cells, fading spray, the accentuator. A bunch of garbage. Well, anyway, gentlemen and ladies, we have done it. And now I can finally beat the expansion. Jamming out to these nice jazzy tunes. I need these on my Spotify playlist. I think I took too much turbo. I don't think I actually need this much.
Ooh, my stomach.
I don't think I needed this much turbo, man. Everything's too slow. With the opera singer. My favorite weapon. Why am I in caution? Oh. What is up with that turret? Oh my god. He's just having the time of his life. Well, look at that boy go. He's boogieing down.
Another turning point and then stuck on the road.
Yes. You can manage to sneak over here. If I'm correct, this is the override sequence. Let us see. Emergency shutdown terminal. Alright, well. We've done it. Now all that's left is the victory of that. And also, the final audio sample. This is the sonic emitter, and now we just got the last upgrade for it.
No, like, seriously, what is that weapon you're holding?
It's the sonic emitter. It shoots sound waves. The version I'm running is the Gabriel's Bark. But this one over here, the one that we just found, is the strongest version. You can only find it at the end of the expansion, and it is Mobius's Robo Scorpion. It is the slowest but hardest hitting one you can find. Return the samples to the sink? Gladly. I want that ending.
Is my voice really lagging that badly?
Yes.
It's delayed.
I have no idea what's happening. Man, everything is lagging and everything is slow. I took like 10 doses of turbo and everything is way too slow for my liking. Oh my god, my ears are ringing. Universal throwing axe. Okay. Light shining in darkness. Just shoot him with a standard gun. Oh, finally the turbo wore off. Do I not have like a melee weapon I can use? Yeah, that's right. Here we go. Good, good. Now we need to go back to the sink. Alright. Final audio sample.
I'm so sorry.
For what?
What's the hap?
My voice was lagging on my computer, so I had to switch to my phone.
Right on, Daddy-o. Just plug it in and I'll mix you up a sweet, sweet sound.
Gabriel's bark and the Robo Scorpion.
Right on, Daddy. Let's spin some grooves.
Opera singer and change it to the Robo Scorpion. Robo Scorpion! This thing is an absolute monster. I
You
love
ever
it.
heard of time in a Lester Luton? Best jazz on.
Now it's time to finally deal with the main villain of the entire expansion, Dr. Mobius.
Time to defeat. Time to defeat. I can't do the Donald Trump impression.
It's time to defeat Dr. Mobius. I've been
It's time to
waiting for this the
defeat
entire
Dr. Mobius.
time.
It's time to defeat Dr. Mobius.
It is I, Dr. Mobius. I love
Hang on,
Mobius,
I'm
man.
tired to do it.
I love Mobius, man. He's so good. He's also played by the guy who does Liquid Snake in the Metal Gear games.
Really?
He is. And now we're in here, the Forbidden Zone Dome. And there are actually a few hidden items for us to grab in here. So, the first of which, if I can actually remember... Oh! Jesus Christ, Mobius, you scared me. There it is, Dr. Mobius's glove. So now we have Mobius's... The point of it? Let me actually show you. It is a special scientist glove. And on crit, it has a chance to inflict frenzy. But when you hold it, you get energy weapons of -5 and a perception of -2.
I'm imagining all sorts of imaginary numbers right now.
What does that mean?
Basically, enemies will try to kill each other if they're hit with frenzy. And there's a chance that you'll inflict frenzy on every crit. So on a crit build, Mobius's glove actually isn't that bad. It's a lot better than Klein's glove. Klein's glove is actually not really that good, even though its effect sounds pretty decent. Also, Mobius is a Mentat addict. You can find about 49 cases of Mentats in his place alone.
Jesus Christ.
He is an absolute addict, and he'll even hand you some.
Attached to the neutron
Oh my god.
Look at this! Look at this! Look at all these drugs!
Take them all.
I mean, hey, chems don't weigh anything in this game. So I can actually take them all. How many Mentats do I have from this expansion alone? Let me actually see right now. I haven't really been picking up Mentats until this expansion. So how many do I have? Right here, right now. Mentats. 79! Oh, there's some Psycho too. And Scientist Scrubs. But there's a special set in this place. If I can actually remember where they are. Oh yeah, here we are. Another layer. Let's see. Camera, microfusion cells. Not really anything important though. cabinets and Psycho and everything awful and horrible. No, wait, I think I remember where Mobius' scrubs are. Hang on. I think I'm just being stupid again. Put the trunk. Yeah, there it is. Dr. Mobius' scrubs. Charisma +1, Science +15, and Intelligence +2.
That's cool.
Let me actually put it on to show the people. So this is what Mobius used to wear back before he was turned into one of the brains.
It is the coolest thing in the world.
I wouldn't say that. I still think that the advanced riot gear is a lot cooler looking.
I know, that's what I was doing in the Donald Trump impression.
So cool. And where's Ulysses' duster? Here we go. Here we are.
Oh, hello there. You are there, aren't you? Forgive my confusion. So hard to tell these days. You seem familiar somehow. I'm guessing you're here for your brain, perhaps? It's just up there. Such a nice brain, young, very bright. A little hard to see you. Can you walk into my left, right FOV cone? Ah, that's it. You're coming into focus nicely.
I don't want to fight you. No, wait. Not. Is that better?
Depth perception is a problem with this old monitor of mine. Went black a while ago. That's old age for you. Should look at getting the visual nerves reattached. It's just that the right eye would see the wrong things. The flying tortoises were the worst. Would you care for a mentat?
Thanks.
I love mentats. Delicious and smart.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna hop
I
off.
have all sorts of amazingly scientific thoughts and ideas when those chalky talents are zipping through my biogel. I forget them all not long after, though. Especially with the data constipating my memory core. Afraid binary streams might shoot out my chassis. Had to start using the dome floor and walls here to inscribe equations, although I've somewhat lost track of where they start and end.
Clearly, we've been a bit misled. You aren't exactly who I was expecting.
Really? That implies preconceived notions, theories, and a hypothesis about this meeting? Please extrapolate. What was I supposed to be like? After all, it might be worth a cognitive realignment if your theoretical Mobius is better than I.
I need my brain back.
Do you? You seem fine without it. And does it even want to go back with you? Maybe you should ask it. It's quite independent, has all manner of opinions. Tell you what, I'll leave it up to your brain. If it wants to go, then fine. If not, well, you should respect its wishes.
I was curious about some things.
Oh, curiosity. I experience that less now that I know everything. Or maybe it was when I found out some unpleasant answers.
I can't fix her monitor, but if you're getting ghost reception, I can fix that.
The ghosts aren't real? That changes everything. Why, I can save my computing power for other perceptual impossibilities. Please be my guest. The receptor is there, and the side-switching wobbly bob, just turn that. Good, good, better. Oh, yes, that feels wonderful. This is even better than my afternoon mentats break.
You don't seem so aggressive. Why broadcast threats to the think tank?
was probably tripping hard on Psycho when I sent that. Had to work myself up to it. Not usually violent, except when I am. Then, watch out! So many chems, such varieties. Whenever I take Mentats, I can feel my entire chassis breathe like a big spherical lung. As for the Psycho, sometimes get the chem dispositories in my tank all switched up. Go in the wrong tube. Still, served its purpose.
I was curious about some things.
I find things curious as well. Go on.
Why did you steal my brain?
Oh, a variety of reasons. You're something of a homily. Anomaly? You're really quite special, and not in the cranially challenged way. You see, you are the most successful brain extraction experiment ever performed here at Big Mountain. A victim of your own success, as it were. If you were to go back with what your brain knows about the procedure, well, your brain could be popped back in and you could walk right out of here. Can't have brains moving around of their own volition.
Why is that a problem?
I'm not sure, except that I'm sure there's a very good reason for it. I have very good reasons for almost everything I do. Even if I forget them occasionally. Although I feel this one is especially important. Oh well.
I was curious about some things.
Yes, this is getting interesting. You are just filled with these little slices of curiosity, aren't you?
Time for me to go. Goodbye.
Indeed. The goodbye part of our little chat, then. Goodbye. Please mind the equations on the floor.
Alright. I'll upgrade my melee weapons. Alright. Thank you, Mobius. So Mobius is basically like a grandpa. Yes, that is in fact our brain, and now we're going to have probably the strangest conversation in any Fallout game.
Well, look who finally dragged themselves in out of the wasteland. And where have we been, Crawling through pits of radioactive muck again?
Yeah, so our Stewie Griffin-sounding brain doesn't want to go back in our body.
Ah, lovely. Figured that out, have we? Would you like a cookie?
No need to be sarcastic. Meeting your own brain is a slightly odd event.
Yes, well, believe me, the opposite is equally true. Good Lord, have you bathed at all since they pulled me out of you?
What about you? That tank isn't exactly looking springtime fresh.
Well, that's a completely different matter. The tank isn't biological. It's not the same at all.
You're my brain. You better be more respectful.
Oh, had I? What exactly will you do if I don't? Not put me back in that cranial dungeon you call your head? Heavens forbid.
Smash that tank you're in. How about that?
By all means, if the idea of spending the rest of your days as a true lobotomite appeals to you. Actually, come to think of it, you probably wouldn't mind that, would you?
How did Mobius get a hold of my brain?
After the think tank extracted me from your skull, they fell to bickering amongst themselves. I'm sad to say we were quite forgotten about. Dr. Mobius saw an opportunity to gain some leverage and had me spirited away to his dome.
How'd he manage that?
I don't know. I'm afraid the trauma of our separation rendered me quite insensate. I didn't come around until I was safely ensconced in this tank. I'm quite sure whatever he did was highly scientific, though.
This seems like a pretty unlikely coincidence.
Hardly. Dr. Mobius keeps a close optical sensor on the goings-on at the think tank. As soon as he saw the opportunity, he took it.
Well, that answers that. On something else.
Well, as long as your curiosity is satisfied.
Are you my brain?
Well, that's a fine how do you do. Me, quote, Dick, unquote. As if I'm the one responsible for the way you carry on gadding about the wastes. I'm not the one that makes us clamber around Technus-infested ancient vaults or go charging off to New Vegas on missions of ill-conceived revenge. And have we forgotten who got us shot in the head and buried in a shallow grave? Hmm? Do you think I enjoyed that little moment?
Of course you're responsible. You're my brain. No, I need to play my cards right. I didn't realize it caused you so much distress.
Well, maybe next time you hear me telling you that charging a knifekin with a penknife is a bad idea, you'll listen.
Don't you want to be reunited? I thought you'd be happy to get back into my head.
I'm not going to lie to you. The prospect is definitely not that appealing. Look at it from my perspective. Here I have peace, quiet, and safety. Well, barring the odd rogue scorpion. In your head, I've got poison, radiation, grisly injuries, and biological functions. Do you know how much more you can get done when you're not constantly looking for places to urinate? It's quite a lot, I can tell you.
I can see your point. What can I do to make this a fair compromise?
If you want me back, we need to establish some ground rules. First, showers. Second, regular checkups. Regular, mind you, and from a reputable doctor. Third, you need to listen to me more than your hormonal choir and genitalian orchestra. Promise me that, and you've got a deal.
Fine, you got a deal.
Really? I didn't expect you to actually agree to that. I'm afraid that was a bit of a bluff, really. I'm not going with you.
So what? You'd rather stay here? Never leaving that tank? Whatever that stuff is?
Well, certainly there might be some things I miss about being ambulatory. We have seen some incredible sights, haven't we? But still, given the tremendous, potentially life-ending peril that went along with those, yes, I'd rather stay here.
Isn't it just as true that you only feel this way because you're lacking those hormones?
I suppose you're right. That does call certain assumptions into question, doesn't it?
So we're at an impasse. Can't feel what I feel, and I can't think the way you think.
Indeed. Quite the conundrum. How do you suppose we resolve it?
I think we just have to trust each other and acknowledge that we aren't complete if we're separated.
I suppose there might be some advantage to that, yes. There's a chance that the reintegration would create some improved synergy between us.
So what do you say, brain? Join me for some more wild adventures?
Well, I suppose you've convinced me well enough. I'll rejoice
Yes!
at your final decision. Unfortunately, before we get to that stage of the proceedings, we have a problem. Even if I could settle myself back in your skull and reconnect all those pesky nerve endings, Dr. Mobius doesn't have the tools here. We would have to make use of Dr. Klein's lab, and I rather doubt the brains are inclined to share.
Why? They promised to put me back together once I did what they wanted.
And you believe them? Really? I know you were recently deprived of my fabulous advice, but... Really? Once I'm delivered into their clutches, they'll find a way past the radar fence and the whole Mojave will be their playground. And that is assuming, of course, that one of them doesn't take a fancy to our body and decide to slip his own brain into it instead.
You're part of me. I know you don't want that to happen any more than I do.
Well, I suppose I do miss those endorphin rushes when we save the day. All right, what's the plan?
If the think tank won't hold up their end of the bargain, we'll make them. Let's go.
Right. Look out, think tank. This brain is coming out of its jar. I suppose now that we're reunited, you'll want to fill your torso up with those other meaty parts the think tank took from us. Personally, I think your upgrades are quite a bit better. But now that I'm with you, the Sync's autodock can plug them back in no problem. Right then, off we go. Clyde will be in for a nasty shock when he realizes the pacification field won't work on a mind and body reunited.
Your brain added. Okay. It's time to finally end Old World Blues. Here we go, buddy. Alright, let's blow this popsicle stand. Back to the sink. Auto dock.
You require some additional services?
Yes, sir.
And rightly so, I should think. Alright then, let me just fire up the old interface for you.
Stall implants. Alright, swap body parts. Place your heart back in your chest. You've lost heartless. Cardiac arrest. Your heart is back in your body, but some advanced technologies remain. You are less resistant to poison, 50%, and robots are only somewhat confused by you, 25% less likely to score a crit. But now on the bright side, healing items, chems, are twice as effective. Now it's time to take the other
You
broken
require
perk.
some additional services?
Like to engage.
And rightly so.
Swap body parts. Reattach your spine. While spineless. Reinforce spine. Your spine is back in your body, but some advanced technologies remain. Your torso can now be crippled again, but your strength and damage threshold bonuses have doubled. Meaning that I now have 10 strength for the end of the game. And if I'm correct, my brain tank. My spine and heart have all been taken, as well as my brain. So if I'm correct, I should actually have the brain perk. No, I still have brainless. Your brain, so less resistant to chem addiction. 5% DT, minimum of 1. What's my DT at again? I forget exactly how to check that. But now, if we go to my specials, 10 strength. If you start off with 7 strength and have Old World Blues, you can end with 10 strength at the end of the game. Dr. Klein awaits. Make sure you're prepared to finish this once and for all. Okay. Do I still have my chem bonuses? Mentats. Good, good. I probably want to save before this confrontation.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Has Dr. MOBIUS been denominated into scrap metal and voice module parts, as we hoped?
I found my brain. Now you and I are going to settle things.
I recommend watching your tone with me, lobotomite. Now, your brain. Hand it over, or we'll extract it again.
I'm not handing my brain over. There's things we should discuss.
And what could we possibly have to speak about? You have the brain, we have the technology. All you must do is surrender. With it, we can finally leave this place. I cannot tell you how boring this place gets, chopping up the landscape and everything in it. And we have so many questions to ask your brain first. About this Mojave place. A fertile testing ground for our experiments.
You think I am the lobotomite? No. My skull houses the brain of MOBIUS!
That is the most insane thing I've ever heard. There's no way Mobius would condescend to step inside you. Besides, there's no way such a thing could be accomplished. It's impossible.
Ooh. No. No, I can't. I need a way. Okay. Time to reload a save. Okay. Apparel. Alright. Mobius' scrubs. I need... Come on. What's my science? 96. Wait a minute. I can't do this. Hang on. Wait. Theoretically. No. Is there a science magazine anywhere? Wait. Yes. Take that. Yes. Now we may begin.
The lobotomite returns. Our lobotomite. Besides,
nothing is impossible for science! Mesons, lasers, atoms, brainwaves, all are at my command!
you speak the truth. And the decibel variation in your voice, it is Mobius. How dare you breach the think tank? And what do you want here?
I offer a deal. Stay here, stay put, and I'll let you live.
That's no deal at all. There's a whole world beyond the crater, filled with ideas and possibilities. We could have escaped, seen it all for ourselves, tested it, prodded at it, made it squirm.
I will permit you to do this. For me.
Partner with you? My foe? My rival? My foremost critic? I have a strange sensation that I would like that. How odd. Very well, partner. The think tank is at your service as long as you do not destroy us.
There it is. Back to the sink.
As it had been in the years before the Great War, Big Mountain, the Big Empty, became home to one of the brightest minds of the 23rd century. The courier watched over the Big Empty for years to come, caring for it and keeping its discoveries safe until they were needed to help others. Which had always been Big Mountain's purpose. Past the laboratories and science, it had always been intended as a place to build the future of all mankind.
The Sync Central Intelligence Unit was impressed by the amount of exploration the courier had undertaken. Facilities believed lost, destroyed, or ones that had simply gotten up and walked to new locations had been rediscovered by its intrepid new master. Internally, the artificial personality debated as to whether it preferred the old management to the new. and concluded that the courier's thorough approach to research and investigation was admirable and worthy of its respect.
Dr. Mobius continued his research undisturbed in the Forbidden Zone. As much as he had attempted to create better scorpions, he tried the same with humanity, with considerably less success. These failures didn't bother him overmuch. Once the rush of mentats wore off, he forgot he had failed in any event. After all, the bright young mind who had come to visit him in the Forbidden Zone had already exceeded his expectations.
The sink atop the dome bustled with the voices of a small town, constantly chirping, arguing, and snarling at each other. Still, this all happened productively in the interests of its new owner. The Sync Central Intelligence Unit discovered, despite its inversion code, it was comforted by the sense of community the other personalities gave it.
The Biological Research Station, obsessed with seeding everything in sight, requested a transfer to the X-22 Botanical Garden, so that it might, in its own words, sensually fertilize the garden's smooth contours. The garden sent back a polite refusal, saying it had prior commitments with a vault it had helped infect before the war.
The book chute continued to devour all seditious materials until it nearly choked on a paperclip. It adamantly maintained it was a Chinese paperclip, and the whole thing had been an elaborately orchestrated assassination attempt. Whatever the reason, it slowed down for a while, carefully appraising each document and clipboard that came to it.
The light switches continued to bicker and flicker.
This persisted until the day someone dropped a flashlight in the sink, and the two of them united in their hatred of the showboat. One of them eventually transferred to the Lightwave Dynamics plant, and began a long, unrequited affair with one of the holograms.
The sink continued to ruthlessly scrub any particulate matter that came near it. Eventually, it gained access to the magneto-hydraulics plant and nearly flooded all the Big Empty in an attempt to scrub the crater clean. Once it learned of the innovative toxins plant, however, it gained new purpose. It sought to develop antitoxins to flush into its drains and counteract the poisons bleeding into the soil.
The toaster continued its psychotic spree, reducing all appliances in range to scrap electronics and spare parts. After one of its more psychotic episodes, however, the other Sync personalities decided enough was enough and dumped the toaster in a bathtub. Sparking and hissing, the toaster swore its enemies would rue the day when they had bread and no way to toast it.
Muggy did his best to collect coffee cups, although in his quest, he accidentally trapped himself in Higgs Village. It might have been the end for poor Muggy. Except, he found it peaceful there, tidying up the kitchens of the think tank professors back when they had been flesh and bone. Well, except for Dr. O, who was an asshole for having created Muggy in the first place. Muggy left O's house deliberately dirty, punishing the dishes and cups that lived there in blind revenge for serving Dr. O.
Blind old Jefferson, with sounds the courier brought him, created a symphonic counter-frequency that saved Big Mountain from sonic invasion in 2910. If you didn't hear about it, good. It was rumored by the other personalities that he had a brief fling with the light switches. Although he forgot their names once too often and was soon left in the dark as punishment.
Autodoc, always gentle and methodical, kept sewing up the courier in all the right places when the skin split open from repeated wear and tear. The Autodoc was just glad to have purpose again. It heard its simpler brothers and sisters who got shipped to the Sierra Madre, or bored out of their skulls in that toxic dead city. In time, the Autodoc found a way to deactivate the Y-17 trauma harnesses, releasing the corpses they had held prisoner for almost 200 years.
As the courier ran through the X-8 facility multiple times, the computers analyzed the test subject's movements. Rather than performing a superficial observation, they realized the subject barely knew what communism was, or even what a high school was. This confused them for a time, until the facility finally realized that its research had succeeded. So it let its cyber dogs out into the wastes to help protect small communities from physical aggression rather than communist propaganda.
The infiltration program in X-13 felt spent, having repeatedly upgraded the stealth suit until it could upgrade it no more. It felt worn, fulfilled, and a bit sluggish. It realized not long after, the stealth suit had left it, without so much as a note on the nightstand. So the infiltration program sent out robo-brains into the wastes, looking for its wayward technology. It eventually found Repcon HQ, and set up a new research center, testing and murdering fiends who kept breaking into the facility.
The courier, organs intact, continued onwards, a little less heavy of step, but with all the organs in the right places, as they should be. After all, brains can develop a life of their own when left to their own thoughts, and the courier's brain was more clever than most.
Dr. Klein and the think tank remained alive, unaware of the world outside. They looped through their daily routine, none the wiser about the world beyond, although perhaps wiser was the wrong word. The world outside belonged to the courier, and if anyone would shape it, well, the courier had already called dibs.
There is an expression in the wasteland, old world blues.
It refers to those so obsessed with the past they can't see the present, much less the future, for what it is.
They stare into the what was, eyes like pilot lights, guttering and spent, as the realities of their world continue on around them.
Science is a long, steady progression into the future. What may seem a sudden event often isn't felt for years, even centuries to come.
In the times following the Second Battle of Hoover Dam, however, Old World Blues took on a new meaning.
Where once it was viewed as a form of sadness, nostalgia, it became an expression describing the potential for the future.
It can be easy to see science as evil, technology unchecked as the source of all ills, all misfortunes.
With the courier at the helm, science became a beacon for the future. There was old world blues, and new world hope. And hope ruled the day at Big Mountain.
We could say more, but the stories in the Big Empty speak for themselves. Now armed with the transportal Ponder, the courier could return to the dome at any time and crack open the secrets of the Big Empty one by one. The Sync sat vigilant, waiting for its master to return, shoes covered in Mojave dust. Only one road yet remained, and it was one the courier had to walk alone.
Lost brainless, you've gained big brained. Your brain is back, some of the advanced technologies remain. Your head still cannot be crippled, you're only now 10% more resistant to addiction. Surprisingly, your damage threshold has improved by 10%. You've acquired the Big Mountain Transportal Panda. It's capable of transporting you and you alone between the Mojave and Big Mountain. To return to the Mojave or go back to Big MT from the Mojave, equip the transportal ponder as you would any weapon, pull the trigger and away you'll go. Note that it won't work in interiors or in combat situations, and it is totally incapable of harming your enemies.
Organ behind your eyes that converts salt water into fresh? Or, wait, is that penguins?
I'll be back. We're finally back. And now it's time to pop off. Here we go. Actually, hang on. I do require. You know what? Let's do this. Now you see, I'm not done yet. Back to the abandoned Brotherhood bunker, because there's some here that we still haven't gotten. Something from a long while ago that I've been waiting to finish Old World Blues to get. So you see, the Madre, we can't go back. But this right here, 37 gold bars. Yup. Let me actually drop my other copy of Vera's outfit in here. I don't need it. But these gold bars are different. Alright. So now I'm like a sack of bricks. And what are we gonna do? Take the Big Mountain Transporter Honda! And now, we return to Big Mountain.
Might I be safe in the assumption that matters with the think tank have been satisfactorily computed vis-a-vis your residence in this domicile?
Yes, you are correct.
Very good, sir.
Well then, my good friend. Miscellaneous. Gold bar. I shall sell you 4. And the rest shall be stored in this wool safe. With nothing else. Over the next couple of days, I'm going to get working on that, sell all that off. But anyway, everybody, you know, let me actually get changed to something more fitting for what we've been doing this entire time. Anyway, that is finally it for Old World Blues. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like, comment down below if you want to see anything in particular for this Let's Play. You know, do what you will. And after I save my game right here, it's time for me to go. Thank you for watching. This is Grim signing off. Next time, though, on Fallout New Vegas, we'll be heading back to the Mojave, and if I play my cards right, we will be settling the Battle of Hoover Dam once and for all. And maybe even getting some old world helpers. Some, how'd you say? A group of rather passionate individuals in power armor to help us out. Which one that may be, that is up to you. This is Grim, signing off. Do svidaniya.